Hi everyone. Today we will be looking into version control systems. So version control systems are the tools which are used in source code management, and they help in keeping track of the code which you have written for any project. So Git is one among the version control software. So before understanding Git, we have to understand why are those tools used by many people. That is, why is Git used by many people, and what problems do Git solve, right? So before understanding them, we'll look into those problems in this video. So let's say you have a project folder over here which you have you have you have coded for one web application. So in this project folder you have two particular uh, folders. I mean, in this project directory you have two particular folders, that is folder 1 and another one is folder 2, and you have subsequent files uh, in these two folders. After coding it, you have your website ready, and you have your end users reaching to this web page. So after a couple of days, you get a feedback from your customers saying that they need a change in the user interface because they're feeling some complexity in that. So they asked you to change some of the components in the user interface. So you, by considering it as a query or the problem, so you get back to the code and you make the subsequent changes in those files, which will reflect onto the you know web page. So you change these two files, one from folder 1 and one from folder 2. So here ch means change. Okay, so you can see the particular change in the website as well. Okay, so you have changed the code and the code has been reflected, and even your end users can see the new change now. Okay, so after a few days, you feel that, and your teammates and even your customers do say that they say that the previous the interface was good, but we are feeling some more complexities in this new interface. So what do you do? I mean, to solve that. So what you do is you just go back to these particular files and you distract these changes, right? So after distracting it, and even this change on the user interface would go, right? Okay, so this is the problem. So you changed it and you retracked the previous version of the website. So by changing the files, it can be achieved, right? So what if your project is huge and you have more number of folders and more number of files, and for every feature addition or for every task, you will be changing a lot of files and in the lot of folders, right? So in that scenario, if you want to go back to the previous stage, or you want to go back to the previous feature in the application, uh, changing all the files which you have modified isn't a feasible or easy solution, right? So you need some tool to track the every stage of your project, right? So Git is one among the tool which keeps the track of it. So with the help of Git, you can keep a track of the stages of your project. So that is one problem. Tracking of a code is a problem. Tracking of source code. So Git solves the problem by tracking of the source code so that you can easily track back to the previous, stage or previous stage of your application easily with the help of Git. The second problem is you start your application on your own in the initial days, and after some point of time you want your friends help. So what will you do is you want them to start work on your project, right? So what will you do is you would they need your source code, right, to make any changes in it, and to add the extra functionality to your project, right? So you're gonna zip this whole directory, and you would give this zip file to your friends, right? So so your friends will unzip it and they start working on it, right? So let's say there are two tasks. One task you will be solving, another task your friend will be solving. Let's suppose those two tasks are independent of each other, so you both can work on those two tasks, right? So after working it, your end project requires those two tasks, right? I mean those two functionality of those tasks in the end application. So to obtain it, you definitely need to merge those two piece of code. I mean two piece of a code written by two different people, right? So how will you do it? One thing is you will ask your friend to zip the whole thing and give to me, and you will unzip it and you will see the changes whatever he has made, and you will add those changes to your file, and you will make your file as the original code, and you will make this, I mean you will make this code to run onto the servers, and your application will be running onto the servers, right? This is one thing you can do, but just imagine like how cumbersome the problem of merging is, right? When there are many tasks and many people are working on those tasks, and merging of those tasks is a very cumbersome and very tricky problem, right? So Git solves this problem as well. Key I mean by merging these codes, I mean the merging the source code, and uh, keeping the track of the source code. So these problems is solved by Git. So this Okay, so the second problem is the merging of code when you are working in a group. Merging of code, merging of source code. The third one is not a problem. This is something which is related to the open source contribution. So when you go to the GitHub, so yeah, we'll be looking into even what is GitHub, so and the difference between Git and GitHub. So when you go to the GitHub, and I mean the GitHub, when you go to the GitHub, you can see many projects of different people. So you can contribute to those projects by understanding those projects, and you can even contribute over there, right? So it also helps in open source contribution. Okay, so yeah, these three are the major things which Git looks into. There are many things. We'll be looking into them in a detailed manner in upcoming videos. So I hope you got some insights regarding Git and why do people use them, and what problems do they solve. So we'll be looking into Git in a detailed manner, as I said, in later, I mean, upcoming videos. So till then, thank you guys.